What did you just say?
I said that I don't want you here. So you need to get out right now. No, Whitney. I ain't gonna let you do this, okay? I mean, you love music. Tennis is just something you're gonna do to please your parents. Please stop saying that, all right?
Whitney, listen to me. Come with me to New York, okay? Just stop denying your passion for music, for a dream of a life that you know you want. Follow your heart. Whitney, please. Please, come with me.
We're here for John's DNA test.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, sweetie. You know, maybe we're just wrong to do this.
Mom, don't worry. I am your son. Dad wouldn't lie about this any more than you let Ivy Crane hire him to pose as your husband.
Mrs. Crane sits on the board of Bex. You're not Mrs. Crane. Julian's divorce from Teresa was invalid. He was still married to the slut when he married you.
Julian divorced you before he married Teresa, so you certainly are not Mrs. Crane.
Ethan doesn't think that that divorce is worth the paper it's written on. I am still Mrs. Crane.
Look, I do not have time to argue about this, all right? I have a hospital board meeting to chair.
Over my dead body?
Can't wait to hear your plan to help Diana keep her job. I can't afford any more angry customers, especially not those two scouting for tour groups.
Just relax, Liz. It'll be okay.
Oh, okay, he says. I don't see why Diana wants to waitress anyhow. I mean, why would anyone try to keep a job that they're horrible at?
Because it's important to her. For her self-esteem.
Okay, I get it. But happy customers are important to me. If Diana doesn't get her act together soon, I'm gonna have to do something.
Relax, Liz. I know exactly what I need to do to help Diana, okay?
You can start by getting a mop and bucket.
I should never believe that Sheridan would come back to me somehow. I set a bad example. Well, they fueled Teresa's false hopes that Ethan would come back to her. It's my fault that Teresa jumped off the wharf and tried to take her own life, Hank.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Teresa's my little sister. I should have been there to keep her from making such an awful mistake. Now I know if she does anything else that isn't right, it's my fault too.
Is that what you want, Teresa? For Ethan and Gwen to live happily ever after? Or do you want Ethan for yourself?
Teresa follows Zombie Blondie's plan. She might get Ethan back. Hell to pay for everyone else in Harmony, including us.
Teresa, we have a deal. Isn't it time that you commit to executing my plan? You get Ethan and revenge on Ivy and Rebecca. Isn't that the happy ending you've always deserved?
Of the one who could sing so sweet, and I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning in
fill out the DNA test to prove whether or not John is Grace's son.
Oh my God. It's true. David is a fraud. He works for you. You're still trying to break up Sam and Grace's marriage. Grace is going to be devastated when she learns the truth. And from the looks of it, so will John. I'll stall for time. I'm sorry. I forgot all about John's DNA test, and I'm just swamped with patience, so...
It's okay, Dr. Russell. We already know the truth, don't we, Mom?
Yeah.
We know the truth, too, don't we, Dad?
Without a doubt.
Mr. Russell, I know the DNA test was your idea, that you first suggested my dad was working for Ivy Crane. But with all due respect, you're wrong. My dad is a good man, successful and well-respected in his field. I can't think of a single reason why he'd work for Ivy Crane. So I'm asking you to please call off this test. You'll spare both my parents any more humiliation.
He's got a point, you see.
Look at his face, Mr. Russell. I mean, does this look like a man who would lie to his own son about who his mother is?
Move or be roadkill, Rebecca!
Oh, I'll move Ivy straight to the head of the hospital board!
Not if I retire you first!
Stuck in traffic? Oh, what a pity. Oh, but don't you worry. The real Mrs. Crane is here to run the board meeting. Oh, no. Oh, my.
Stop beating yourself up for believing that Sheridan would come back. Anyone who lost the love of their life would do the same thing.
Yeah, well, I went a little overboard. I made it okay for Teresa to believe the impossible.
Look, Luis, Teresa's always had her own fantasies. You hoping that Sheridan would come back has nothing to do with your sister hoping Ethan would take her back.
Yeah, well, couldn't have helped.
Everyone has fantasies. Pilar hoped that your brother Antonio would return for Christmas. He never showed. Was that your fault, too?
Why don't you just get the hell out of Harmony, all right? We learned to live without you, and we sure as hell can keep doing it now. Just go on. Just go on and go. Never come back.
Luis, something happened with your brother that Pilar doesn't know about?
Unless masochists have a resort somewhere where Diana can work, I'm not sure she'll ever pass muster as a waitress.
Liz.
Forget it, Brian. You know, some people are not cut out for certain jobs. Doc's never going to be an underwear model, and you'll never be a financial planner.
And you're never going to be a diplomat.
Exactly. Diana and waitressing don't mix. That's it. She's fired.
You know, you were all set for coming with me to New York just a minute ago. And then your mom's call. What would she say to you?
It doesn't matter what she said. Look, my dream is to win Wimbledon.
No, that's your dad's dream. Look, Whitney, your dream is to make a name for yourself in music, but your pops just can't see that because he's too busy living his life through you instead of letting you live your own.
Shut up, please. Just get out, okay? I don't want you here anymore. I just want Ethan to be happy.
Oh, yes, as long as Ethan is happy with you and only you.
No, see, I love him, and I know that he loves me, but no matter how much I wish it, we can't be together. So leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Timmy thinks Zombie Charity struck out.
Wrong, kid. I scored a home run.
How?
Stay tuned. You'll see.
What am I gonna do?
John, I know you love your father and you think the world of him, but I know the Cranes, and I know what they're capable of. So does Sam, Grace, and Eve.
But Dad isn't a Crane. He couldn't do what you're accusing him of.
And that's why you should have the test, to see if my suspicions pan out or prove wrong. This way, everyone will know the truth without any doubt.
I already know the truth.
You know, son, if I had a son, I would want him to be like you. David, I hope that you are not working for Ivy, and that you're not lying to John about Grace being his mother. Because I can't imagine why any real man would treat this fine young man here with such disrespect.
Damn it, come loose! Oh, Ivy, oh, I am so sorry, and I would help you, I really would, but I can't keep the other board members waiting.
Oh, you don't. No, you don't!
All right, look, just get out. Chat right now.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'll go. But you know what? You are making a big mistake. I mean, you're just throwing away your chances to grab your dream. You got so much to give, Winnie. So much to give. And you just let it all go to waste. It's a shame. For you and me. Damn it, Wendy. When are you gonna learn to just trust yourself? Trust us.
Singing's not the only thing I'm losing out on, Chad. I'm also losing out on you. I have to talk to someone. Not Mama. I mean, not about this. Whitney. Yeah, I have to talk to Whitney.
Why does Zombie Charity think her talk with Teresa did any good when she just got mad and left?
To bring chaos and pain to a group, one must first bring chaos and pain to an individual.
What philosopher said that?
Who knows? I saw it written in blood on a wall in hell.
So, what are we going to do now?
Keep tabs on everyone in town.
Everyone?
Well, yes. With all the horrible happenings I have planned for Harmony, I need to stay informed.
I'm worried how these horrible happenings are going to affect us, Timmy.
Timmy worries about all the innocent townsfolk.
At the rate zombie charities are going, she's bringing enough evil to destroy everything they hold dear.
What's going on, Luis? Did something happen with your missing brother that your mom doesn't know about?
Antonio came back to Harmony on Christmas.
What?
After all these years, he calls up, says he's coming back to Harmony and wants to see Mama. I told him that'd be okay if he promised me that he wouldn't just up and take off again. Antonio couldn't promise me that. I told him to stay away. Later on that night, Julian disappeared. I ran into Antonio here in Harmony, on the Crane estate. He said he'd come back to see Mama anyway. Man, that made me so mad. So I told him just to leave. Just to go back where he came from. He must have passed by the house before he did to see Mama. I think he was the intruder that Ethan and Teresa scared off. So, God granted Mama the miracle. Brought Antonio back after all these years. I scared him away for good. What kind of son am I? Just wish I knew where Antonio was now. Liz, you can't fire Diana.
I can't afford not to.
Look, just give me a little while longer. I'll fix everything, okay? I promise.
Fine, but make it quick. My patience is running out, and I am not alone. Oh, here comes trouble. Yes, ma'am, may I help you?
Yeah, you can fire that waitress before we all starve to death.
I'm so sorry. Diana is new, but she's really trying.
To what? To put you out of business? That waitress has screwed up every order she's taken from us. She brought the wrong drinks, the wrong bread. She probably brought the wrong food, too, except that she dropped it before it got to our table.
I am so sorry that your dining experience was less than satisfactory.
Let me put it to you this way. The only tour group my partner and I would recommend your place to would be to Waste Watchers, since they never get a bite to eat.
Oh, ma'am, I really value your input, and I'll be sure to implement the changes. Perhaps then you could recommend my hotel to other groups.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, we'll be happy to comp your meal today.
I'm still not sure that's enough.
Listen, I'm sure there's something that we can do.
Hey, why don't you take a break? You know, go get yourself together. I'll cover for you, okay?
No, Bray, that is exactly what I didn't want. You having to rescue me again.
No, this isn't about rescuing you. It's just about you taking a break. Now go.
This is terrible. Terrible service.
Oh,
We can't come here again. This is terrible.
Say you love Diana.
Oops, here.
Now's your chance to prove it.
No, I mean, no, we can't. I mean, you know.
I appreciate where you're coming from, but I still think you should take the test.
I agree with TC. And like Grace has said, it'll erase any doubts that anyone has.
It'll prove what I've known since we met. That I'm your son.
And I hope you're right, for both your sakes. Honey, I know you said your book's solid today, but surely you could fit John and Grace in for the DNA test. What was that?
I don't know, but somebody could be hurt.
Whatever's going on out there is nothing compared to the hurt this DNA test is gonna cause. I'll lose my son, as well as any chance of any future with Grace. But at least Ivy will be exposed as the manipulative monster she is.
I'm doing the right thing. Oh, Teresa, hi. You look a little,
Like hell?
well, yeah. Leave me, Whit. I've got good reason. Why? Did something happen? You're not gonna believe me when I tell you.
I'll join the club.
Why? Did something happen to you? You know what? Go ahead and go first. I told Ethan that I wanted to move on. That we shouldn't see each other anymore.
Honey, that's great.
Well, I never thought that I would do it, but I did it.
That's awesome. I mean, you're finally thinking about what's best for you and what's best for Ethan and not, you know, what's best to try to get him back.
No, that's not it at all. See, telling Ethan to take a hike was the first step in this huge master plan to get him back.
What are you talking about?
And I didn't come up with the plan, Whitney.
Okay, well then who did?
Julian Crane.
What?
He gave me this plan last night when I met him in hell.
Are you ladies all right?
Oh, these are sick people things. Just get this stuff off of me. Oh, you're out!
I'm sorry. You ladies came out of nowhere at full throttle.
It's okay, Zach. Don't see any broken bones or abrasions. Just some bruised egos.
Oh, this is not funny, Eve.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's... Oh. Oh, that little tumble you took must have aggravated your condition. Well, since it was an unexpected shock to your system, I'm going to let you take a pain pill. But this is not a license to take more than your prescribed dosage, okay?
Why were you two in such a hurry anyway?
Because Ivy had the nerve to think that she would chair today's board meeting as Mrs. Crane when everyone knows that I am the real Mrs. Crane. Now, if you excuse me, I have a hospital to run.
First of all, Teresa is Mrs. Crane now. And secondly, there is no board meeting today.
What? Well, how can that be?
Schedule was changed. Board meeting was yesterday.
Well, why wasn't I informed?
There has always been a Crane at the board meeting.
Yes, this hospital would not even exist if it was not for the funds from the Crane Foundation, which I now head as Mrs. Crane.
Over my dead body.
Yeah, we're halfway there, aren't we, Ivy?
Rebecca, shame on you.
Well, maybe the board doesn't consider either of you a Crane anymore.
I will deal with the board later. What are all of you doing here?
Well, Eve was going to do a DNA test to see if John is really Grace and David's son.
I didn't realize there was any doubt.
Questions have been raised about your relationship with David.
Relationship, I'm afraid I don't understand.
We think there's a possibility that you hired David to come to Harmony to tear Grace and me apart.
Don't you think it's time the truth came out, Ivy?
Are you admitting that Ivy hired you?
Oh, this is all your fault, David.
Dad, what is going on? Why is Mrs. Crane saying it's all your fault?
As for recommending your place to tour groups, we'll recommend they avoid it like the plague.
Oh, no, please, let me make this right.
Come
for
on,
you.
let's get out of here before that waitress scores us with coffee.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Ladies, ladies. Well, you can't leave yet. I haven't had the pleasure of serving you.
Oh? Really?
Yes, you haven't had what I call the Brian experience.
The Bryant experience, you say?
Well, I am hungry. I'm starving.
Good. Then you'll stay.
Brian, what are you up to?
Why did Zombie Charity bring Timmy and Tabby to the Russell office?
Because Therese is here to see Whitney. And as Martha Stewart would say, that's a good thing.
Won't Whitney try to talk Teresa out of going through with your plan?
Oh, yeah, she will. But Whitney's going to fail.
How can you be sure?
Because, Tabby, unlike you, I know what I'm doing. Now watch. Just watch.
Okay, Julian deserves to rot in hell for all the horrible things that he's done in his life. But, okay, what were you doing there? And how did you get back here?
Brace yourself, okay? Because what happened last night is right up there with Chad and Ethan fighting those demons from hell.
Okay, why don't you just start from the beginning?
When I left the youth center last night, Ethan came out to give me my coat. And I thought that he was taking me back. But he said in no uncertain terms we were finished as a couple. Well, I couldn't take it, Whitney. I mean, I couldn't take the hopelessness, the emptiness of a life without Ethan. So I decided that I'd rather be dead. I went to the wharf near where Ethan first kissed me, climbed over the railing, and I jumped into the water expecting to die. The next thing I knew, dark shadows grabbed me, took me down a tunnel where a demon, who turned out to be Julian, was waiting for me. And he gave me a step-by-step plan to get Ethan back. And then had the shadows return me to my body just before I would have died.
I don't know what I would have done if I'd have lost you. Honey, you're my best friend.
You're mine too, Whit. For life.
Timmy and Tabby share that kind of love and devotion.
That we do, lad.
Okay. The only thing you two are going to be sharing is a heated cell on the 3rd level of hell. If you don't shut up so I can hear what's going on.
David, are you saying you're in cahoots with Ivy?
All I was saying to Ivy is that if she has nothing to worry about, then why would she object to knowing without a doubt who John's parents are?
What about you, Ivy? Why did you say that it was all David's fault?
I know, I only meant that I'm surprised David let this inquisition go this far. I mean, why didn't you just refuse to let your son take the DNA test and tell them I didn't hire you?
Because I want everyone to know the truth. I don't want there to be any doubt in anyone's mind as to what the real situation is.
Well, let's do the test then. Eve, you can fit us in your schedule since we're all here.
All right. Everyone, let's go down to the nurse's station.
I still think this is a waste of time. I know Grace is my mom.
I agree. It is ludicrous to think that I hired your father to break up Sam and Grace.
Maybe it's a stretch, but it's not ludicrous. You're Crane, Ivy. You've tried your damnedest to break up Sam and Grace before. The Cranes are always trying to destroy people's lives.
Stand your ground, TC. Your suspicions will prove to be true.
hell's wrong with that boy? What is he trying to do to my little girl?
Coach Russell?
What are you doing here?
I am in far too much pain myself to even think about causing Grace and Sam any pain.
It's like you said, David. If Ivy has nothing to hide, there's no reason not to do the test.
I just hate to think that everyone is inconvenienced because of TC's suspicions.
Oh, it's no inconvenience at all, Ivy.
I'll just send down to the lab and have the test kit sent up right away.
I don't want to do this, Mom.
Sweetie, it's gonna be okay.
David? You nervous?
No, I just want to get the test out the way.
Yes, so do I. You see, because I never really believed your story. Yeah, it checked out. But I always felt that something was a little off. I don't know if TC's right about Ivy hiring you or not. But if it turns out John isn't Grace's son, I will make you pay big time. I swear to God I will.
Unless you want your life to end as you know it, you will change those DNA test results to show that John is Grace and David's son.
Don't you threaten me, Ivy. You just brace yourself because you are finally going to get everything that you deserve. Consequences be damned.
Wonder what that was all about. Marty, it's me, Mrs. Crane. Yes, you put the drugs in Whitney Russell's drink, and that was part 1 of my plan. Now for part 2. I want you to bring that item to me. Yes, how soon can you get it? Perfect. You can huff and puff all you like, Eve. But when my incentive plan goes into action, I think you're going to do exactly what I want you to do.
What are you doing here at the hospital?
Looking for you. I went by the school, but you weren't there.
I have nothing to say to you, except stay away from Whitney.
Well, I got some things to tell you about me, and you're gonna listen to everything I gotta say.
The Brian experience, huh? Can you give us a hint of what that is exactly?
Well, now, you'll just have to stay to find out now, won't you?
Maybe we'll stay for a while. Long enough to experience Brian. I mean, have the Brian experience.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to it, ladies.
Well, thanks for the break, but you know what? I cannot let you wait on my tables again.
No, you know what? It's no big deal.
Right, why don't you, go get something to eat, you know, before you come back to work. Build up your stamina.
No, Liz is the boss. You better do what she says, okay? I'll come get you later.
Okay.
I sure hope you know what you're doing.
So do I, Liz. So do I.
Luis, don't be so hard on yourself for what happened with Antonio. You gave the guy a choice, told him not to see Pilar without promising he'd stay in Harmony. It's not your fault that he chose to leave town. You didn't put him on a bus at gunpoint. You did what you always do, protect your family.
I wish I could see it that way. So right now I can't.
And because of Teresa?
Hank, I love my sister. Teresa has this way of getting herself into trouble without even meaning to. And then she tries to fix things, and she makes an even bigger mistake. I've just got this feeling that if I don't pay more attention to her, she's going to make an even bigger mistake. The biggest one yet.
Deciding to take my own life was wrong. As wrong as it gets.
Well, then why did you do it?
I was so upset over Ethan that I wasn't thinking straight.
No, you weren't. Taking your life is one of the biggest mistakes that anybody can make.
Anybody but me.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know, Julian's plan for me to get Ethan back. I agreed to it when I signed my name in blood.
Whoa, you made a pact with Julian, who is now a demon in hell? Okay, what did you agree to exactly then?
It's complicated. I don't even know some of it. But if I follow Julian's plan, Whitney, innocent people could be hurt.
Well, then obviously you can't go through with it. Teresa, you can't go through with the plan. You're really gonna do it, aren't you?
The answer's yes, Whit. Teresa will go through with my plan. Oh, I can see it on her face.
Zombie Charity's right, Timmy. Ultimately, Teresa will follow the dark side's diabolical plan to get Ethan back. And the consequences to herself and everyone else in Harmony, including us, will be horrific.